All right, so Kove throttle. The bikes have been known to be a little bit catchy down right off idle. Some people find it an issue, others don't. At the end of the day, I think that it could be a little bit of rider preference, and then at the same time, well, this isn't exactly the bike to be doing slow skills in the parking lot. Just saying. But I'm curious to change it a little bit because I do like to be able to go like up and down the block, just cracking the throttle barely open, just putting along. But that's where you notice that the bike will kind of do this number on you. So the solution is supposed to be one of these things from G2 Ergonomics. So just picked this up from Kove Moto USA. Showed up the other day. Now it's time to put the thing in there and hopefully get a little bit better throttle response out of it. Gonna ride it around and just see how it feels. I'm hoping that it's gonna be a noted improvement, but first we got to get the thing in. So undoing the handguard, these are the Achervis Rally Brush handguards, the ones you see on all the rally bikes. So gonna get that undone, throttle tube open, disconnect the cables, slide this thing in here. I'm gonna put a new grip on it, considering that this grip is, I mean, I literally just installed it, it's brand new, so the matching grip over there is fine. Rallyworks starter button, yes. All right, time to get to work. So quick tip, I've got this titanium bolt. I replaced the titanium bolts that come on the Kove Pro, Rally Pro, with some titanium stuff. It already has titanium, but I just went with different bolts just to make it all look uniform. And one of the things that you got to know is aluminum and titanium don't mix very well. So you need to make sure you use a healthy amount of anti-seize on them. Otherwise, the bolts will seize and basically melt together, and that's not a good thing. So always make sure you've got anti-seize on these bolts. This bolt, I would say, barely had enough because it was a little bit tight getting it out of here, and I'm not running thread lock, so gonna recoat both of these bolts, make sure they're all good to go there, and yeah, so back to it. Remember, anti-seize, titanium bolts. All right, so the throttle tube is off. Gonna make some measurements here in just a second, but I want to show you guys this thing. So this is a Rallyworks deal. It is a 12 millimeter bar extension. So basically it moves, gives you 12 more millimeters of control space on these bars. When you're running the Pro Taper damper low or similar bars, they're about 800 millimeters wide. Getting a little bit more width on them to give you some more room for the controls makes a big difference. So running that on this one, you know, it again increases the bar width. There's ergonomics involved with that kind of thing, but I find it to be really comfortable. I think it was a good mod. And if you're running other Pro Taper bars, there are the carbon version that has the Control Plus surface, is what they call it. Basically what they've done is they've made the bar wider in the control area by changing the sweep right here. So when you go down, that sweep is a little bit steeper. That way they were able to save some room or create some more room on here. But for this, in this particular case, I did the 12 millimeter extension, thread the bar, thread that in, handguard threads right into that hole there. So now we're gonna go take a look at the throttle tube differences. Okay, so let's do a quick comparison on the throttle tubes before they go in. So this is the stock throttle tube, full circle, dual cables all the way around. And then this is the G2 Ergonomics, same, two cables, but the diameter is smaller. And then look at that groove that they cut in it. That's gonna change the profile of this thing quite a bit. So now I'm really curious. Initially I thought it was just a diameter thing, but you can see that groove in there and how that's going to change the pull of the throttle tube as you actuate it. So very, very curious to see how this works. But yeah, let's get this thing installed. I was going to do the diameters, but honestly, I mean, I think that groove makes more of a difference than what this throttle is doing. So I have a feeling that this is probably going to feel more aggressive when compared to this. I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. All right, so throttle tube is almost done. Definitely got to do some adjustment to the cables to get that free play spot on, but we're ready to go back on. Got my painter's tape on there, gonna put some glue on there, slide the grip on. Another thing that I did, here we go. This helps expand the grip to get it over. Makes it much easier. It's not so much of a wall when it's all flat like that. So gonna try this out here in just a sec. Get some grip glue on there. Slide the grip all the way on. Done. Once the grips are toast, cut the grip off, peel the tape, brand new throttle tube, nothing going on underneath. Pretty trick setup. Did to that one over there already, but yeah, almost there. Can't wait to ride it, see what it feels like. All right, so first ride complete. G2 Ergonomics Throttle Tamer for the Kove, and yes, much easier to crack the throttle open just off idle and not have the bike catching back and forth on you. Definitely get some control out of it. But first thing that I noticed, and I should have measured it before, is the grip control surface. As we talked about earlier on handlebars, the actual grip portion, this throttle tube, from the flange there to out here is shorter. Bit of a bummer. I have a bigger hand, so now when I grip this, I'm on both edges of this grip, and this grip is pushing in. Now, mind you, that's how it is here. Look at the gap I still have underneath this thing. Like, it's a few millimeters to get to the actual throttle tube. I spaced it out. You know, always got to watch out for this. Make sure you're not touching the handguard, otherwise you get cruise control. But yeah, bit of a bummer. Think I'm gonna have to take it off. Definitely not helping.